Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Back with another video. Compliments of the new season because so how feel honey but anyways, I hope you guys are good and blessed. Anyways, for those that don't know me, I am Matabo. I'm a YouTube content creator rather. I don't know what you guys think of my new intro, by the way. Is a new intro. Still love the song. My latest is like, no, keep the old intro. So keep change. Sometimes I'll do the old intro, sometimes I'll do the new intro. But yeah, what's your take? What's your opinion, guys? So for those that are new to my channel is mostly based on lifestyle things. So basically what I do day to day, it could be baking, it could be cooking, it could be whatever, but what I do on daily basis. So with that being said, as you guys can see with the caption, yeah, surprisingly, I've decided to brand expand Pantsula from the north. What is brand expansion? Here we go. Honey, the reason why behind this sudden change is because I've been watching the series and I've become so attached and clinging to the series, and I genuinely don't have any content, guys. I get no content, but after a couple of episodes of watching the series, I figured let's do this, because back then when I was active on social media on WhatsApp, I used to post a lot of captions after my capability series. I'm like, yo, what. Oh, by the way, let's go focus on tissue. I have a feeling I'm gonna cry, so I just put the tissues there. So, anyways, I would post, put a caption that, yo, series kids like this. So I figured, why not put it on a larger scale, on a larger platform, which is YT. YouTube rather. And on this day, honey, we are giving a review of a series that I recently finished. That you know, yeah, man, I just finished a series called Parenthood. It is a series that aired between the year 2010 and 2014. It had 6 seasons. Within the season, it had 22, 23, and the last season had 13 episodes. Which, guys, give me emotional. Series. I remember finishing the series Blackish, and I was like, and yeah. So yeah, this time I did Parenthood. Listen, Parenthood is top tier, honey. I highly recommend everybody to watch it. So Parenthood is about a family. So, and the reason why you connected Leona, this video or this review, if you feel like I'm offending you, I totally and sincerely apologize on that. I'm from a family, it's a balanced family. Balanced family, I can define it as a family where honale mama, honale papa, you guys stay together. So it's like that. And there's blended family where you can imagine maybe haone papa or haone mama, or maybe honale these step siblings, you know, those kind of dynamics. So I'm from a value balanced family. And when I saw Parenthood, I instantly connected because Gama Hairi 60. So we 3 females, it's my brother, it's myself, my 2 little sisters, right? So in this series, it's the parents. Anyways, it's the parents. It is the parents. I'll show you guys the pictures also for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. And what I like about this picture that I found on Google is they've placed them already according to their household. So it's Adam, it's Sarah, it's Julia. No, it's Crosby and it's Julia. And most of these faces are familiar to you guys, I can assure you. So Crosby, let's start with Adam. Adam has rather 3 kids. Mostly Christina, and Christina within the series. Oh my gosh. My intention was for this review to be 6 minutes. I'm like past 7 minutes now. Anyways, Adam's family has a child, has a firstborn called Heidi, and the secondborn is Max. Thirdborn is not a girl. So Heidi as the eldest daughter, she never really got much attention because the younger sibling, which is Max, had what we call a thing called Asperger's. And you know what is interesting is obviously Max would require so much attention to the point of like Heidi never really got attention. Within the series, Heidi eventually went to university, and unfortunately, Stina, which is Adam's wife, obviously, caught cancer. The cancer was gone, thank God. Christina, she opened the school. That's the family number one. Number two, Sarah. Oh my word. The first episode is Sarah coming back from home as she left her marriage. The last episode is Sarah getting married to Hank. Sarah left her marriage. She was in an abusive marriage. The guy was suffering from substance abuse, and Sarah came back home with the kids, rather, which is Drew and no, Ember. Ember's the firstborn. The secondborn is Drew. Till today, I love Drew. Drew is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful character. Eh? I love that man. He's those guys that are very sensitive, boys that are very sweet, boys that they're not about hurting any females. I remember Crosby telling Drew, well, Drew, you are young, you're in university, go and have fun, change girls, do that. But Drew's like, that's not my personality, that's not who I am. And I love that. And he stood by his conviction till the last episode of Parenthood. Ember, my girl. Ember. Ember was a smoker, was an alcoholic. Ember was one notorious child. Hey, everybody notorious, honey? They met Ember. Like, Linda, now I'm like, how? But anyways, excuse me. As the storyline continues, Ember, with age comes maturity. So she matured. And if anything about Ember and Sarah, the mother and the daughter, was they loved guys. Any guys that come, they literally would want to be with that guy, which was so weird because it's like, why let's not stay? Why let's not one? Like, what is wrong with you guys? Yeah, that's something that I just didn't appreciate. Come on. Mara Ember actually met a guy who was from the army. The other guy was always losing temper, was a drug addict in terms of like he loved medication. So the relationship didn't even go anywhere. But there was a time where the guy got into an accident and Ember went to visit the guy at the hospital and they conceived at the hospital and eventually there was a baby. Yeah. So that's the family. That's number two family. Sarah wasn't working. She would work at a restaurant and eventually she leveled up. You know, honey, she leveled up. As well as the daughter. The daughter, after high school, she went to start working in a restaurant and eventually worked for the uncle's company, which is Crosby and Adams, which was a recording company or recording studio. She ended up working there. So that's the second family. Third family, I feel like it's Julia. The third family is Julia. I love Julia. Was my favorite character because I feel like her and I I just clicked with her. So Julia was married to June. They had a child called Sydney and adopted a child called Victor and adopted Victor's little sister, and they also conceived at the end. So their relationship was so much beautiful. They never really had any of the ups and downs. They were like always high until Julia stopped working. You know how unemployment is. For those that are not aware, good for you. But I, for one, know how unemployment is. So she was not working for 2 years. So within that moment that she was not working, she started assisting at the school where her kids were attending. Like I'm saying, they adopted Victor. Victor and Julia could not relate at all, to the point of like Victor actually hated Julia, and it kind of made Julia but eventually the relationship became beautiful. And yeah, but anyways, as Julia was working at her kids' school, she cheated. Mind you, there was a time where Crosby cheated on Jasmine. I'm gonna come to that family after. But Jule, which is Julia's husband, saw how that cheating affected Jasmine. So there was a time where the husband or Julia was like, you know what, babe, I will never ever cheat on you, I promise you, because I can see what it did. So it was beautiful to hear that, to be reassured such words. So, Muriel, Julia cheated on the husband, and it was the most heartbreaking thing ever. They separated for 2 years, and I remember Jules going to the father-in-law, and the father was like, fight for what you want. You love your wife, you love your kids, fight. Mind you, they were about to sign divorce papers. Then when Julia had a boyfriend called Chris, Julia was enjoying life. And the guy was just there, consistent, fighting for her, and eventually they got back together. And that's when they adopted Victor's little sister. Yeah, bring a newborn actually. So with Victor, it's quite interesting because that Victor not understanding Julia at all. And what I said is whenever Victor was in the picture of was in the beginning stages, Sydney would always discriminate Victor. I hate Victor. Victor is this. Victor, ever since Victor came, our parents started fighting, because obviously Sydney was a baby. So this is all new to her, obviously. So to comprehend everything. So yeah, that's family number 3. That's my favorite family because, yeah, the last family is Crosby. Crosby was married to Jasmine. Jasmine, those have seen the movie about last night, I knew from there and I fell in love with her. I love her. So Jasmine was not in Crosby's picture at all. Jasmine came back into Crosby's picture while their firstborn, whose name was Jabba. Is Jabba. Jabba was 5 years. So Crosby was in a relationship with a long-term relationship actually with his colleague. And it's so sad actually because it was a relationship that was not going anywhere. He did not want development. He didn't want kids. He didn't want any of those things, right? Until Jasmine came. It's like, Crosby, we have a child together. And I just didn't want to tell you because you and I, it was just a one night kind of a thing. Though they've never showed us that part. And Crosby was like, what? And that's when eventually Crosby told the current girlfriend, and it didn't go anywhere because how are we in a relationship for 10 years? You have a 5-year-old child. It doesn't make sense. So they broke up. But anyways, Crosby and Jasmine, the relationship, it was obviously difficult because Jasmine raised Jabba for the first 5 years alone with the mother and with Jabba's uncle. So Jasmine's mom was always involved in the relationship, but for the benefit of Wanagai. I don't think she meant any harm. But anyways, they were so in love. However, there was a point where Crosby cheated, man, and that was actually sad. Jasmine was so hurt. The reason why there was actually an argument because Jasmine and Crosby were not really gelling because, like I'm saying, Jasmine's mom was so involved to the point of like Crosby was like, we're choosing a wedding date, we're choosing everything, but it's not you, it's your mom that's interfering. I want this, you don't want that. You're saying this because your mom is saying this. Your mom that, your mom that, your mom that, So yeah, that's when Crosby cheated. And honestly, cheating, you don't even have, there's no reason. Why are you cheating? Like, why? But anyways, that's not the point. And eventually tried to win her back. And it took years. And it was sad because they were staying together, cohabiting, and they obviously broke up. That moment, it was sad because Crosby was very, very down, very sad, very lonely because he just missed Jasmine. But anyways, long story short, eventually they got back together, fixed things, sorted their difference, and they had a baby. And the reason why they had a baby is because Jasmine is like, she wants to start trying to conceive because they saw how cancer affected Christine and Christine almost died. And why not start a life now? And they started conceiving. They had a baby, Aida. But what I love about Jasmine's family is they were Christians. So I connected more with them because I'm a Christian. So I was like, oh man, the mother would always teach Jabba to pray, teach Jabba certain things, come to church. And with them, it was like, not familiar that, but ma, why are we going to church? So yeah. But coming back to the parents, I never spoke about the parents, right? The parents is Camille and Zeke. Zeke and Camille have been married for the longest time ever. You can imagine they have great-grandkids, even one great-grandchild. Unfortunately, Zeke at the end of the series, he passed on at the last episode. Yeah, man, that was actually like, I remember watching it with my mom, and I'm like, got our heart every episode. We're like, not sure, because we didn't want him to die. Unfortunately, he did pass on. That was actually quite sad to see, to watch, to observe. He had a heart condition. Yeah, he went for surgery. Yeah, his heart wasn't pumping okay, and after the surgery went well, unfortunately, yet again, he had his heart condition and he passed on, man. And before passing on, their relationship was amazing because Camille was now telling the husband that, all my life I've been raising kids. I feel like right now I want to start focusing on myself. So she was into art, she was a painter. So she went to Italy. Is it Italy? Yeah, she went to Italy for a month to go focus on herself, to go find herself, introspection moment. And for me, that moment was quite interesting because I was like, wow, Camille, you went through so much. She also experienced cheating, by the way. She was telling Sarah that your dad has been cheating on me and I never told anyone. And that's why there was a break within our relationship. And they went for psychology and therapy. And yeah, it was sad to observe such. It was sad to observe such because at the end of the series, there were so many babies. There was so many growth. There was growth on each and every one. There was a time where the studio, yeah, Crosby and Adam, uh, they were they had a break in, and people stole all the appliances and all the electrical cable, all the electrical equipment, all office equipments rather. But eventually Crosby continued making it work, continue, bit by bit, man, growing the studio. And it was so nice to observe how no matter the circumstances, you can start now in your 20s rather being like a nothing. But as you enter into your 30s or your 40s or your 50s or your 60s, doesn't really matter what age it is, things somehow blossom. So for me, that is a series that everyone should watch. It is PG-13, or you can say PG-16. It's amazing, and I give it a thumbs up. I give it a thumbs up. You guys should definitely go and watch um that series, Parenthood. Highly recommended. Oh yeah, by the way, at the end of the series, Sarah got married to Hank. It's a character that I hate with the whole of my heart because Sarah was a heartbreaker. She's a heart. Sarah's a heartbreaker. Sarah dated this guy who was Amber's teacher. Yeah, I mean, they dated for a long time until a guy called Hank came in the picture. Sarah was looking for a job. Hank was a photographer. And Hank also had a condition called Asperger's, same as Max. And how he found out his Asperger's because Adam, who's Max's dad, gave him a book that you should read this book since you are mentoring Max, you are spending more time with Max. And as he read the book, he realized that, oh my gosh, these symptoms, I have that. I'm like that. So it was so beautiful because Sarah's dad, before Zeke passed on, that's why they had to make the wedding very fast because Zeke passed on, like I'm saying, the last episode. So Sarah got married also in the last episode. But Sarah was so like, your dad, you know what? I really love this guy. But the dad was like, Sarah, you are my favorite daughter and you went through the most. I saw you going through the most. I was so much involved in your marriage because you were being abused, but I'm happy to finally see you getting married. Yo, guys, you know what, that part I felt it. I'm like, yo, guys, ganja, Sarah, yeah, like, if anything about me, I love love. I love love. I love the concept of love. I love the institution of marriage. I love family. So I was actually telling my lately, it's a conversation from last year I've been having with my parents from 2024, that I'm looking forward to that part of my ring light switched off. Yeah, I literally recruited everyone to watch that series. Everyone. Show them my brother to go and watch it. Yeah, that series was nice. So that is the first review I wanted to give for my favorite series. I'm new to this review thing, guys. Rate me, like in rating. Yeah, rate my review and let's discuss. And if you guys would like me to review a certain movie or series, please do give me heads up, DM me. How are you guys gonna DM me? Because I'm not active on social media. I don't even know how you guys are gonna get hold of me, but do leave comments right there so you can tell me what to review. Could be a series, it could be a movie. So yeah, I'll definitely review for as long as it aligns with my brand. Basically what I'm saying, it shouldn't be something sexual that I definitely will not review. yeah, so but other than that, I definitely review. It shouldn't be something violent. It shouldn't be something like I don't want to mention that series because I used to love that series, but something like a snack, say something a snack, and got a review, guys, got a review. But other than that, I'm definitely gonna give a review, and yeah, man, I always give feedback. So thank you so much for tuning into first episode of reviewing Parenthood with me. Are you guys gonna watch it? And like I'm asking, who are you? Who do you think you are in Parenthood? Are you a Zeke, who is like the father of the house? Are you a Camille, who is very closed off, who never complains, who just keeps quiet? That's the mother. Are you Adam, who's the firstborn brother, who is literally hands on with everything, takes care of everyone, no matter what? And Adam is there. I love Adam, honestly speaking. Like, he's there for everyone. He's there for everyone. Okay. Are you I'll speak of the older ones, obviously. Are you Christina? My emotions are Christina, by the way. I love to cry. Nah. And not on purpose. It's just how I am an emotional being. So are you a Christina, an emotional being? Are you a Sarah, who seems to not be getting anything? You touch this, it doesn't work. You touch it doesn't work. But one day, somewhere, somehow, eventually you blossom. Eventually your wings are out. Eventually, you are harvesting what you've been seeing people harvest. Not only are you just an observer or a spectator, but you are having all those things right now. Or are you Julia, who's so much into her work, who's so fully motivated and dedicated into loving her kids, into being there for the husband, into loving and having passion for her work, but to an extent, very selfish, very selfish. Because the reason I'm saying this, because selfish is the time when she was not working, the husband was tables changed. So nice when the tide changes, right? Because the husband was the house husband, taking care of the kids, doing everything. So eventually, when tables changed, the husband was now working. One of the biggest contractors, I think, in South Africa, but already tender, Yeah, so yeah. Now Julia wasn't working for 2 years and wanted so much attention from the husband. And that's how I also am. I really, really love attention, honestly speaking. I love attention. And yeah, so I understand that part of her personality as well. To the point of like she actually go to the office of the husband. So yeah, that was how she was. Anyways, are you like that? And to the point of like the husband felt like, Julia, you're being selfish. When I wasn't working, I was taking care of the kids. You never saw anything wrong. I was there for you through thick and thin. But now that I'm working, it's a big deal. So are you a Julia, or are you a Jule? Yo, guys, Jule ka morata. I love Jule so much. He's a good husband. He's a good guy. He's never selfish. A guy who Julia has never even yelled at Julia. Only started yelling recently. Only started becoming off recently, and that's because of the frustration in the relationship. I really love it. I love Julie. Julie never cheated. Julie was honest. Mind you, Julie's the husband. Julia cheated on Julie. Continued being wild while they were separating. Julie was still committed. So are you a Jew? Question mark. Are you a Crosby? Crosby was like, hey, get us for that. Crosby is more of a go-getter. Crosby, if he wants something, he is gonna get it with or without you. He is a loving father. He is a natural also. Or are you a Jasmine? A Jasmine is someone who is strong. Because, mind you, the first 5 years raised Jabba on her own. So that is Parenthood. That was a review. This video is not supposed to be this long. Thank you so much for tuning in into the first episode of Parenthood from the North, reviewing the series. And today, we reviewed Parenthood. Please do tune in for the next upload. What's your take? What's your opinion? Love you guys. See you guys on the next upload. Stay blessed. Bye.